Attraction and retention of great people is the biggest challenge right now in the work that I'm doing all around the world. I've just come back from 2 weeks in working in Singapore and in New Zealand and speaking at conferences and working with clients, and it still seems to be the biggest challenge. I've been talking about developing yourself to lead in the age of AI, and there's a lot more uncertainty around how things are going now because of this thing called artificial intelligence. People are fearful that it's going to take their jobs and do the things that they are currently doing. And that creates a lot more uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, people can behave in certain ways. However, stick with me because this week I want to help you to understand the key to overcoming this challenge of attraction and retention. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, VUCA Leadership and Sustainable Performance Coach, and today I want to continue our conversation in these 9 crucial shifts that every leader needs to take so that they can lead themselves and others well by helping you to develop mutually beneficial relationships. Over the weeks previous, we've been talking about our personal leadership, leading ourselves. We've been talking about professional leadership, leading ourselves in a way that we get results from our own efforts. And we started last week talking about our people leadership. We talked about resilience and being able to do what we need to do and be who we need to be without burning out. That's one of the biggest challenges in the world right now. And the number 2 challenge in the marketplaces that I work in is attraction and retention of great people. People are leaving and going somewhere else. And a lot of times my experience is they don't stay there very long as well. They go somewhere else. And this talent turnstile in organizations costs billions and billions of dollars. More importantly, in my opinion, it's what it does to the individuals, both those that leave and those that are still there. It creates a lot of uncertainty. We continue to talk about this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world that we are working in right now. The more and more that there are things to be uncertain about, i.e., people are leaving, so what's going on with the organization that I'm working in, then the lower the productivity, because people are not fully who they could be to be able to produce the results that you want. As I said at the start of this video, a lot of people are concerned about this thing called artificial intelligence. And by the way, artificial intelligence is not new. If you've ever used Google, you've used artificial intelligence. But generative AI is something that is coming in and people are using it and getting different results. However, if your mindset is that those AI tools are going to do what I do and take my job, that creates some challenge. So let me give you the antidote. My opinion and experience is that it doesn't matter how many chat GPTs or any other artificial intelligence tools that come to support what the humans are doing, the number 1 key is always going to be the relationship that you have with other people. We've talked about in our identity, the relationship we have with ourselves, but the relationship that we have with others, whether that be the people you're working with, the people that you're leading, your clients, your suppliers, your vendors, your community, your family, whoever it is, those relationships are always going to be the key to your success. I know in my own military and corporate career, this was my biggest challenge because I had a mindset that said, people are out to get me. No one likes me. I'm not worthy. All these things that I was working with, the relationships I had were not what they could be. In fact, my relationships with my clients were amazing, but those people who I worked with didn't tend to have a great experience in working with me. So that's the reason why people leave. You've heard it said before, people don't leave organizations. They leave leaders, they leave bosses. In fact, I like to go deeper and say they leave relationships. So what I want to help you to do is get a fresh perspective and get an understanding that this is crucial for you to be able to go through this shift. And the shift that we're going to talk about in this area is to go from conflict to collaboration. Collaboration is one of the 4 pillars that I believe underpin organizational success, along with communication, how you handle conflict and how you handle change. And it's the building of those strong relationships that's going to allow you to take your team wherever it is that you want to go. So conflict is inevitable. And I believe that conflict in organizations is actually a good thing if it's managed well. So being able to develop skills as a follower as well as a leader to be able to navigate through challenges that you have with other people is vital. Now, I have people ask me to come in and talk to them about how do you deal with difficult people? And my understanding is that there's no such thing as a difficult person. There's just behavior that's not conducive for you getting along with each other. And that behavior comes from miscommunication and misunderstanding about the behavioral preferences and communication preferences of the other person. It also comes from being self-centered, where you're only focused on what it is that you're wanting. And you're looking through your own lens rather using empathy and looking through the lens of the other person. All these skills are critical. Our social intelligence skills are vital to be developed so that we can have mutually beneficial relationships where we celebrate differences, where people can have an opinion that is different to ours without them or you being wrong, where having those vast array of perspectives and ideas is something that we embrace and use to build a strong community within our team. Collaboration allows you to work together, side by side, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, towards the same goal, bringing in the individual gifts and talents that each individual has, so that you do get more done with less in this world that we're working in right now. What it also does is allows people to have that in support and encouragement and that structure around them, that when times are difficult, instead of leaving and running away to the next best thing, they stay, they communicate, they support each other, they get around each other. The other thing that I'm seeing right now is this hybrid workplace where people are working from home, where they're not in the office, creates another set of challenges. That idea of just giving people the flexibility they want is great for those people who work that way. There are other people who, by taking away the structure of I need to be in the office on this day, and this day, can be catastrophic. That certainty that they had that I need to be here then, that organization that came from the external is what some people need. So when we develop our relationship skills, when we look at individuals within the team in the way that they need to be looked at, when we understand the differences and celebrate them and work with them, that's when we find these things out. To go beyond that surface level of, I work with you and this is what we do, to go deeper and have an understanding of who we are. And then, as I said, to celebrate those differences and look at how my strengths are supported by your strengths. How together we become more than two, but we've got that exponential impetus that pushes us forward to our goals. So building relationships is vitally important. Understanding that it's always going to be that human-to-human connection that is going to give you the most value. It's not about AI. AI is there to support what the humans do. It's not about B2C or B to B. It's about H to H. It's about humans working with other humans, other imperfect humans who are on a journey just like you. Well, that's it from me for another week. Join me again next week as we look at the third element in this area of people leadership, and that is having a look at how you can get results through others. I'll see you then.